Okay, today's Fast Focus for April 23rd, 2020 is the last one for this week. Number 1, the three boys measured their heights. Amani is 1 in 595 thousandths meters tall. Caesar is 25 hundredths meters shorter than Amani. Simon is 38 hundredths meters taller than Caesar. How tall is Caesar? How tall are Caesar and Simon? Why is my pen not working? Okay, so we're looking for how tall Caesar and Simon are. All right. So here's what we know. We know that Amani is 1 in 595 thousandths meters tall. We know that Caesar is 25 hundredths meters shorter than Amani. So that's Amani's size minus 25 hundredths, right? Simon is 38 hundredths meters taller than Caesar. So that's Caesar plus 38 hundredths. All right, so we're going to start with Amani, which is 1 595 thousandths meters tall. And we're going to subtract 25 hundredths to find Caesar's size. Okay, so we're going to subtract 0.25. Remember, we line up the decimals, fill in the holes with a 0, and then we subtract. 5 minus 0 is 5. 9 minus 5 is 4. 5 minus 2 is 3. And then bring down the decimal and bring down the 1. So that means Caesar is 1 in 345 thousandths meters tall. Okay? Remember, you can pause the video as you go if you need to. All right, so that means we're looking for C equals 1.345. So that means A is out and C is out. So it's between B and D. So to find Simon, we take Caesar's height, 1 in 345 thousandths, and we add 38 hundredths. When you add it, you add your decimal by lining up the decimal. Put your number down, fill in the holes, and then add. Okay, I'm going to stop right there and let you finish it. All right, number 2. Audra's paper airplane is 13 and 8/10 centimeters long. Jordan's paper airplane is 9/10 centimeters shorter than Audra's. How long is Jordan's paper airplane? So Audra's is 13 and 8/10. Okay, so we're looking for how long Jordan's paper airplane is. Jordan's is 9/10 shorter, so 9/10. If I was to write that as a decimal, that 1 is the decimal and the 0 is the placeholder, so decimal 9. Okay, again, Audra's airplane is 13 and 8/10 centimeters long. Jordan's airplane is 9/10 centimeters shorter. So we're going to take 13 and 8/10 and subtract 9/10 to get your answer for number 2. Number 3, Tabitha has 2 1/6 pounds of flour. She uses 2/3 pounds of flour to make pancakes. How many pounds of flour will be left? So we want to know how many pounds of flour will be left. So Tabitha has 2 1/6 pounds of flour. She will use 2/3 pound of flour to make pancakes. How much will she have left? So 2 1/6 pounds of flour. She's going to use 2/3 of it. So you're going to find a common denominator between 3 and 6. Make equivalent fractions, and then subtract. Okay, so if 3 will go into 6, that means 6 is my common denominator, which means 1/6 stays the same. 2/3, it takes 3 times 2 to equal 6. So I'll have to multiply the 2 by 2 and get 4. Well, if I'm subtracting 1/6 minus 4/6, I can't do that because that was going to give me a negative number. So we have to borrow 1 from the whole number, and I have to add it over here. But just like addition, more on the floor, go next door, take 1, get 10 more. Well, we'll have to add a whole number here to be able to actually get a new number. Okay, so to add a fraction, I have to have the same denominator. Well, if the denominator is 6, I have to make the numerator 6 because 6 over 6 is 1 whole. Okay, so I took 1 from over here, the whole number, and I converted it into a fraction by making it 6 over 6. Okay, now I can add 6 plus 1 and I get 7. Denominator is 6. All right, once you've done that, now we can subtract 7 minus 4 and we get 3/6. And then we still have this whole number here, so it's 1 3/6. That's not an answer choice because you need to reduce. So you're going to make a T-chart for 3, a T-chart for 6, and find the biggest number they both have in common and divide. Number 4, Nicholas poured 1 5/10 liters of water in an empty flask and placed the flask outside. If 27/100 liters of water evaporates, how many liters of water will remain in the flask? So we want to know how much water is going to remain in the flask. He poured 1 5/10 liters in the flask and set it outside. 27/100 of the liters of the water evaporated. So you're going to subtract 1 5/10 minus 27/100. Okay, so remember you're going to write it vertically. That means up and down, right? 1 5/10 minus 27/100. Make sure you line up the decimal. And then you're going to fill in the holes with zeros and then subtract. And that is it for this week. If you haven't had a chance to go on and what do you meme? Look up some memes or create your own and send them to me in a Google form, a Google document, or screenshot them and text it to me, whatever you can do. And show me how you're feeling about this whole quarantine, distance learning, social distancing stuff. Okay, also, I posted on Facebook, some of your parents have seen it, about what have you made, what have you created. So send me some emails. Tell me what you've created, if you've created anything over this break, if you've done anything new and adventurous. Just tell me what you've been doing. Okay, all right. Talk to you on Thursday in the Zoom. I hope you can all attend.